Hey, what is up guys? So we are going to be commentating over this match between a player playing Tanukis or the Raccoon deck versus a player playing Bujins. I would say Bujins is probably a little bit more of a deck where a lot of players are aware of. Now, a lot of players probably don't know how to play against the Tanukis or Raccoons because basically they just copy your monster's attack and then they kind of just boost themselves up. But we're going to be checking out this build because I think it's actually a pretty unique build. So I'll be pausing some of the moments just to explain basically what's going on in the deck. So this card, once it's normal summon, you get to special summon one level 2 beast monster from your deck except for another copy of itself. I don't know why you can't special summon another one of itself because it only gives effect when it's normal summon, and on top of that, you know, the monster's face down, so you can't exactly XYZ with it that turn anyways. And then it has the other effect that you can't special summon any monsters except for beast type monsters. So a player's going to be using Closed Forest. If you guys don't know what this does, it basically makes it so your opponent can't just put a field spell card on top of it. They would have to MST it and then wait one turn because another field spell can't be activated in the same turn that it's actually destroyed. So basically this allows him to boost his monster's attack up just slightly because all face-up beast type monsters you control gain 100 attack for each monster in your graveyard. So that definitely helps out quite a bit because you'll be detaching as, you know, XYZ material. And I would say this Bujin player opens up really good. I mean, look, he's got Turtle, he's got Double Crane, he's got Thunder King, he's got Yamato, he's got a Warning. That looks like a hand where, like, you're basically set up to win the game. Like, that's an insane hand, for a lot of matchups. Now, our player is also using Ground Claps, and I'm not sure if he's actually, we can check right now. I was wondering, is he actually playing Ojama Trio? And the answer is yes. I'm not sure the reason. Maybe he was just going to go for like a Ground Claps, Ojama Trio, and then your opponent can't, summon anything. I understand that aspect, but I don't really think it's needed in the Tanuki or Raccoon deck, but let's go ahead and see how it actually turns out. So player activates Duality. He's going to be adding Foolish Burial. He's going to send a Bujin Quillen to the graveyard that allows him to just pop a card. Now, I do also want to mention that he is going to try to special summon Green Baboon, Defender of the Forest, once the other raccoon over here, Ponpoko, the baby raccoon, was actually destroyed. Now, what's really cool with Green Baboon is he works pretty well in the deck because when a beast type monster you control is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, it is important that it has to hit the graveyard because that means tokens will not work with this card. But basically, when anything is destroyed, and I believe he counts himself, so basically you have this reoccurring monster that you just have to pay 1,000 life points and you have a 26 beater on board. It's not bad at all. It's actually pretty nasty to deal with for some decks. So I still think that this Bujin player has a pretty good hand. I mean, you got the Turtle, and then Raiko's going to be kind of sad against that. But the player should know that he already had Raiko in there. I would have actually probably popped the face down. Maybe he just really wants to get rid of the Turtle now, perhaps to do something later. He has a Messenger piece, so he's going to be able to stall for quite some time. And let's see what he does. I mean, he already has a MST anyways in the back row, so he's going to go ahead and go for Gorilla, get rid of that Messenger piece. And if you really wanted to, you could have, MST'd it. But it's always good to save your cards, and, Gorilla, gets the job done anyways. And so he's going to be taking some significant amounts of damage, and another Tensu is added to his hand, and then he's going to activate Tensu, and he's going to be able to boost his monsters up just a little bit. And our player draws a Junk Synchron. Now our player goes ahead and special summons a bunch of Ojamas because Ojama Red has the effect. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon up to 4 Ojama monsters from your hand in attack position. Now that attack position doesn't really matter because you're going to XYZ with them, of course. And it's important that you go for a Gachi Gachi and then go for this card over here because this basically allows you to get out a token that has equal attack to what they have. And if you have a Gachi, it boosts your monster up, so your token has 400 more than anything that's on the field, so you'll constantly have a monster. Also, we can't forget the Closed Forest as well, so that's basically how this deck actually runs. So you can see the monster's pretty darn strong, so he's going to be able to run over a bunch of stuff, and it's good that he's not attacking the Yamato because you always know that they have Crane. If they're not adding Crane with their hand, they usually end up having it, so he ends up getting rid of an Ojama Trio, which, if this card went away, would actually hurt. And our player that's playing Bujin slightly made a mistake right there. He activated the effect of Quillen, trying to destroy the XYZ over here, the number 64 Ronin Raccoon Sendeu. And this card actually is kind of similar to Dracosac. While you control another beast-type monster, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effect. So that was one slight misplay that he made. And, the Raccoons are a deck that I'd say a lot of meta players, or even players in general, haven't really seen in action. Yeah, basically, since there's a token, that does actually count for them. Look at that cool token. I wish they printed tokens in packs. But anyways, he's going to go ahead and activate Crane, and he's going to be able to get rid of that token. Now, there's a problem here, because he can just special summon another token. So, slightly misplay. He should have, attacked over the token, and then, main phase 2, drop the Crane. I'm sorry, drop the Quillen and actually got rid of it. So he's able to, put a turtle back in the grave. Pretty good stuff. So he's going to summon Junk Synchron, and he's going to make a Junk Warrior, which is actually pretty interesting. I don't really see it necessary at all to make that. If I was in his position, I personally would have made Catastrophe, because I always expect there to be a what's it called? I always expect there to be another Crane. So he actually doesn't really lose anything with that, though. That's also something that you can actually do, because if you made Catastrophe, perhaps I don't know, you just couldn't get out your junks here. I still think Catastrophe would have been a smarter move, but nonetheless, he ends up taking some damage. But this card can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects as long as you control another beast-type monster. So that's actually pretty good. I do like that, play in one sense, but I still think Catastrophe would have been better, because Catastrophe or that other, was it Armadi's Keeper of Boundaries? That one, where like when you attack, they can't activate anything. I think that card is also a very good card to make. But Catastrophe for me would have probably been the card I would have made in that position. But that's a pretty nasty combo to deal with. I mean, at this point, the other player ends up quitting, because I mean, he's got Thunder King and Horn of the Phantom Beast, and none of those cards would actually do anything, because I mean, this card could attack face down, and then this card would obviously just make a game. So pretty interesting build of the Tanukis or Racoons. What I do like with the build of Closed Forest is, it makes it so if you're playing dragons, I mean, they can't throw Ravine up on top of it, which is probably one of the best effects that Closed Forest has. And on top of that, like, they'd have to use their Blaster's effect, because otherwise they won't ever be able to use Ravine. And the thing is, if they're using Blaster to pop your field spell, they can't even activate Ravine in that same turn. So I think that Closed Forest is definitely a great card, not only for the whole aspect of controlling the field spell cards, because, Gravekeepers are getting a little bit of hype right now. That deck might be popular, and Closed Forest definitely hurts them a lot. And the thing is, that makes it so you don't exactly have to make a god. You can just go for, a monster that summons another monster. I can't think of it on the top of my head, but I'm sure there's a monster that's level 2, and you can special summon another monster from your graveyard. You can just go like Quibble Hedgehog or something like that. And then maybe you can just like abuse Imperial Iron Wall or something like that with the whole Quibble Hedgehog and Plague Spreader. You can do a lot of dirty stuff with it. But yeah, this card is just really good. You just need to basically, well, it's more so that the token's really good, because the token basically copies the attack, and it'll always be stronger than your opponent's cards, because you have Closed Forest. So very great utility. I don't think that he needs the whole I wish I could, I guess I can't track it, but I don't think he really needs the whole Ground Collapse as well as the Ojama Trio, but definitely a unique build, and that's why I'm sharing this replay with you guys. But if you guys want to send me some replays, I'll leave a link down below. Well, it's not a link, it's more just like the email that you send them into, and I'll make a video tutorial on how to actually send the actual file. It's the YRP file from DevPro, and if you are going to send me it, please title the email whatever deck you're playing, because if you're playing something that, I've already kind of covered, I'm looking for kind of new and interesting decks, and I think that this is definitely an interesting deck. I haven't seen anyone throw Closed Forest in it, and I think that is a great addition to the deck. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Asian Eyes out.